Well, good evening. Welcome back, or welcome for the first time to my channel, Barb's Inspirations and Crafts. And I guess I'm going to continue to say that I'm new for a while because I am so new and things are, it's just raw and I'm learning as I go. And I just feel like you're never too old to learn. If you are willing to learn something, and you feel like you want to try it, uh, what's it going to hurt? Unless it's going to hurt you physically or mentally or cause you to be so stressed out and anxiety. If that's the case, that's not the right thing to try. But I love crafts. I love the Word of God. And I told in one of my testimonies at church a couple times, in my testimony, I've said this. If you're looking for gifts, that you just seems like everybody's so gifted and so skilled and so talented, and you think, I don't have nothing. I can't offer anything to anybody. Well, if you've lived very long at all, you've got some experience behind you. So if you don't feel comfortable talking to a group, you can still talk one-on-one, even to your own family, your own loved ones. If you're still young and you don't have children yet, maybe you have brothers and sisters, or maybe even your mom and dad, maybe your grandparents. Just you listen to them and you do your input. Have some good quality communication with each other. But if you are if you like to talk, this is why I'm going to get back to what I said about my testimony. There's so many talented people in our church. And sometimes I just get so down on myself because I think, oh my goodness, I really don't have anything. But it really dawned on me a couple months ago because I love people. I love to talk. I love to talk about the Lord. I have the gift. And there's a statement. You got the gift of gab. Use it. Why not? If that's your gift and the Lord has allowed you to have a gift where you can talk to people, people are just drying up out there wanting somebody to talk to. So don't belittle anything like that. Think about what you have. And I watch a lot of YouTube, and I thought, well, maybe I could do that. I don't have equipment. I've got a desktop computer, and I got my phone, but I don't have cameras, and I have a lamp up here. I got a ceiling light and then a lamp. I have no idea what you all are actually seeing when you see this. How thinking, good grief, that girl she's really backwoodsy. But you know what? You use what you have. You use what you have, and you really depend on the Lord, and the Lord will give you more. So I'm using what I have, and I want to try to encourage you all. Anybody that stops by my channel, it doesn't matter how young you are or how old you are. If you want to venture out and be adventurous and talk to people, and there is so many talented, crafted people out there that I'm just almost embarrassed to show you anything that I make. But for those of you that have watched my YouTube, and I thank you for everybody that has subscribed. I am thrilled. I'm shocked. I'm actually shocked that you would even take time to listen to me. But thank you. Thank you from the depths of my heart. Like I have said in my previous tapes or videos, I'm 73 now, and I'm still working full time. I need to, but I'm so thankful that I can, that I'm able to. But I am tired, and I don't. And as far as my videos, I don't quite have it yet. I did tape one in the very beginning. It's really bad. If you go back and look, trying to show you all how I hand quilt. But I hope I can get better at showing you how to use at least use my phone, and to be able to show you all what I'm telling you. It's embarrassing, but yet I'm thinking, you know what? This is it until I can learn how to do more. So anyway, so much for that. I do want to show you something that I made. I made like 22 or 23 of these, maybe 25. They are a lot of these little purses online to show you how to make them. I bought these. I wish I could show you at this point how I do this. But like I just said, I'm not quite there to know how to maneuver and handle my camera, or my phone, I mean, and do this too. But I'm going to do it. If the Lord willing, I'm going to do it. So anyway, I bought these from Amazon back about October, November. Now, this is a smaller one. They have all different colors. These are kind of, well, with my hand in the way, you can't hardly see it. What's what? So you can kind of see the difference. These are kind of silver looking. And, of course, they open all the way up. They got bronze. It seems like they had kind of a pearl color. I think that would be so pretty. I just bought these all in the same kind. But this size, I watched a lot of YouTube, and I also have a book. I wish I had my book up here. I didn't think about bringing it. It's downstairs in my basement where a lot of my craft stuff is. So, anyway, it does have a lining. I learned how to make the lining. And they are just really, really, really cute purses. I think I made about 22 of these at Christmas. But I'm going to bring this up real close. You can see where I threaded. Now, I might not be doing this here exactly right. But it worked good. Now you can kind of see the stitches on the inside. I don't care for that too much. This was one of my first ones. So the other ones that I made, I got better at that, to where that stitching. Now I did see some YouTube where they glued theirs. But I just, I mean, if you're going to put keys and, you know, your change and your, now here's the downside of this one that I made, of this size. It's not big enough to put your phone in. But, and it also has these little hooks, or these little, yeah, loops. So you could make you a strap, or buy a chain that's the same color as these, as the clasp. So I made a couple of small ones, but I gave those away, so I don't have one to show you these. But this is really a nice gift. If you're, if you're looking for a handmade, and I'm so sorry that I can't show you at this point, but there is a lot on YouTube. Small hand clasp, change purses, however you want to say it. There's just tons of people making them. But if you want to make a nice gift, what I did, I made the purse. I made the lip balm holder, which I think I showed you all a lip balm holder. And most of them, it matched the material. And I made Kleenex holders to go in your purse. So I made a set. It just made beautiful. I thought it did, considering me. But there's all different kinds of materials. It doesn't take a whole lot of, I'm trying to think if it wasn't even a fat quarter. I wished I had my measurements up here. Well, that's what I get for trying to do something without having everything prepared. But that's a fun thing to do, and it's a nice gift. Even just the purse, the little purse, because there's all of us ladies that carry a purse. That right there, you could put your driver's license, you could put your dollar bills and some change, your keys. That's big enough for that. And if you want to put a strap on it, you could put that in. But like I said, you can't really put your phone in it. But I'm going to work on, I don't know if I'm going to need a different, because they've got these in a square clasp. And I think I might order them later on. I still have several of these that I had, because I bought like 3 packages. I think there's 12. It seems like there's 12 in a pack. I'm not real sure. And another thing, I'm just being quite honest with you. I don't know how to link anything yet, and I'm not for sure because I'm so new on YouTube if they will even allow me to link anything. So anyway, I wanted to tell you that. And then this morning, I was dwelling on the weather and how was the weather 100 years ago, March the 9th, 1926. My mother turned 99 this last month, February. She's real close to 100. She was born in 1927. And she does have some dementia. I mean, physically, she's pretty good. I mean, she gets around a lot better than other people. But she does live with one of our sisters, and our sister takes care of her real well. And she does have dementia, and she talks good for a while, and then about 5 or 6 minutes, and boy, then she's talking about people that was 100 years ago. Getting back to the weather, though, my mother, thinking about her while growing up in the Depression days, the winter. Now, she was raised in Southeast Missouri. I was born in Southeast Missouri. All of us kids was born in Southeast Missouri. But I live in Indiana. Was married for 47 years before my husband passed. And I've been in Indiana for years and years. So I Googled what was the weather 100 years ago. And when I first Googled it, I didn't just specifically say Indiana. So it gave me heavy snows, storms, wind, and then it dawned on me I didn't say Indiana. So I got back on there. It's really interesting if you want to Google your state, wherever you're at. So I got back on there and specifically said the state of Indiana. Now, it didn't say it had a whole lot of snow, but it did say that 100 years ago, according to their records of what they were recording then, it was one of the coldest months since 1895, I think it was. And there was storms, rainstorms, windstorms, and tornadoes that month. It was very, very interesting. And thinking about my mother, and then all those older folks, I say older folks, like, I'm not there yet, so I'm just saying older folks, what they warmed, most of them had the wood stoves. And I know growing up, we had coal, a coal stove. And I remember Mom and Dad, would go down there and shovel. It was dumped down into our basement. And Daddy would go down there and shovel that coal into that stove. And then while he was working, and at the times before, when I went to school, I would, watch my mom. She would put some coal in there, shovel that in there. But I don't know what all her mother and father heated with. So I'm kind of thinking it was wood stoves. So, but the insulation in the houses, and and then the depression and hard times. Just think about, if you get a chance, if you're interested, get a chance to ask some of your old folks, the elderly in your family, what was it like in the winters in your younger days? What did you go through? It is so interesting to me, because I know how we grew up. Like I said, we had the coal stove furnace for a long, long time. And then I'm just trying to remember. I'm kind of thinking it went to gas when we moved. I'm just trying to remember back then. Anyway, very, very interested. If you are really, when you think about this, if you are really blessed with convenience, and your home's been warm and you've got good windows, you've got good doors. But there's a lot of people right here in America that does not have that. They are still suffering. They still live in homes that need to be repaired. They got leaks, some of the roof leaks. You know, there's broken stuff, there's broken doors, there's broken windows. So just be thankful. Be thankful. I think that's the thing that I want to say. Just be thankful. So I want to give you some scriptures, verses out of the book of Psalms. I read in Psalms every day. I kind of have my own little ritual, I call it, because it's what I do. You know, we all have our own little rituals, but I love the Word of God. So I do read in the Old Testament and I read in the New Testament. And the Psalms is in the Old Testament, but that's kind of over and above the Psalms. And then I read First Corinthians, the love chapter. I have read it now for a good while, every day. And you know why I do that? I'm not telling you that to blow my own, to toot my own horn. I'm telling you that because I need it. I need that embedded in my heart so much, to walk that walk, to walk the way the Lord walked, in love. And there was people that was mean to him and cruel. Well, they actually killed him. They ended up killing him. Of course, he rose from the dead. That was the purpose of the scriptures, to give us life. But I want that embedded in me so deep that that's why I'm reading it. I could probably quote it. I've read it that much without looking at it. Quoting it is one thing. Living it is another. That's my heart's desire, is to live right. All right. I'll try not to make this too long. Psalms 25. Unto thee, O Lord, do I lift up my soul. O my God, I trust in thee. Let me not be ashamed. Let not mine enemies triumph over me. And before I read anything else, and I've said this before, you may not have an enemy. I hope you don't, out there, or family. You may not have an enemy. I pray you don't. But up here can be an enemy and cause you to get so messed up in your mind and so depressed and so oppressed. And then you can get hatred in there and unforgiveness. I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm just saying you can. You may not have an enemy out there or out anywhere, but our minds can be. You can even have an enemy. You can be an enemy to yourself if you don't like yourself and you're angry with yourself and you feel like a failure. Think about what I'm saying here. It says, let not mine enemies triumph over me. This is a prayer that King David wrote. And then verse 3, yea, let none that wait on thee be ashamed. Let them be ashamed which transgress without a cause. Verse 4, show me thy ways, O Lord. Teach me thy paths. And 5, lead me in thy truth and teach me. For thou art the God of my salvation. On thee do I wait all the day. You know, that is powerful. There's a lot more. There's like 22 verses. I'm definitely not going to sit here and read that to you. But I just read the first 1 through 5. It's a powerful prayer. And a lot of people I have talked to, they have said they don't know how to pray. Well, let me tell you, if you get your head in the book of Psalms, David prayed many of these prayers. He called out to God. He called out to him. You can actually just open, because it's just talking one-on-one to the Lord. You can actually just open up these scriptures, just like in chapter 25 I'm reading to you. And you can say, Lord, I don't know how to pray, but I'm going to read this. Would you accept this? Would you help me? There is help. There is help. I want you to know that you are loved. You are loved. And it don't matter how old you're getting or how young you are. There is hope and there is help. I want to encourage you on that. Well, God bless you. Thank you for listening, and subscribe and like. I'm working on getting more and more out. I'm working on learning how to do this. So bear with me, but thank you. God bless you. Take care of yourself. Try these. I mean, something like this. It's really, really fun and it's neat. And then get your head in the Word and be encouraged. All right. Take care. I'll talk to you later.